The peace and grace from God our Father and with Jesus Christ our Lord be with you all. Today is Good Shepherd Sunday in our church tradition. And every year on this Sunday we will be reading from the 10th chapter of the book of John. Various parts of the chapters and contemplate the meaning of Jesus as our Good Shepherd. And as we mentioned earlier during children's sermon, while none of us have experienced Jesus firsthand, like the first disciples, but we do experience Jesus shepherding, if you will, through other people, through people who act on behalf of God. So today we want to spend a few minutes to think through what it means to be in that shepherd-sheep relationship, or what it means to be in a life-giving relationship, that looking at the leader as a good shepherd. There's 3 points I want to share this morning, and using some of the key words and phrases of the passage that we have just read. The first point I want to make is Jesus says, good shepherds call his sheep by name. Call his sheep by name. Not just name as a group. They don't just call you St. Barnabas or whatever membership, whatever congregation you belong to, but they call you by your individual name. So what does that mean to call each other by our name rather than by something else? This last few days I was in a conference in D.C., an annual conference of the Lutheran services in America. Some of us may not know, we as ELCA Lutheran, have at least 300 social ministry organizations around the country. And all of them joined together in this network called Lutheran Services in America. It's actually a very impressive kind of gathering because the impressive work that those 300 very important organizations are doing every day on behalf of God's people. In Illinois, we know about Lutheran Social Services of Illinois. Some of us know that, right? And even Good Shepherd Hospital. I think many of us know about Good Shepherd Hospital. It belongs to the Advocate System. Advocate System has about 12 hospitals, but the system is part of the Lutheran Services in America. And that's just 2 out of the 300. And you multiply that, according to statistics, millions of people every year, hundreds of millions of people every year receive assistance because of our network, our Lutheran network. So that's something that is very useful and helpful for me, and many of the things that I will say today actually inspired by the things that I heard in the last few days. So let's go back to that, to what it means when we call each other by name. Now, apparently, name is important. I got annoyed when people misspell my name or sort of pronounced it in a very different way. Well, with 3 letters like CHU, nobody can go wrong. But usually people say, do you mean CHEW? I said, yeah, I like to eat. But that's a different story. But besides that, look at what we normally do when we deal with one another. Do we interact with one another according to our name? Name is more than just name. Name is more than words. Name is our identity. Name is the totality of who we are. As I mentioned earlier, this last week I went to this annual convention of leaders and directors and CEOs and whatnot in D.C. In D.C., an important place. So one of the rituals we do is to exchange business cards. That's a ritual we are familiar with, right? So do you ever pay attention to what's on the card? Or even your card? It's always more than your name, am I right? If you have a preface, doctor or whatever, then, it's always very prominent. And also, whether you have a preface, we like to put letters behind our name, right? CPE or whatever CPA, and also, we have the title and the organization's the logo. In this day and age, we're talking about branding. So that business card helps us to brand our organization, but help us to position ourselves in the larger group. And implicitly, we are telling people, you have to treat me in a certain way because I am so on and so forth. I have this education. So we deal with each other not by our name, that is our identity, but our titles, right? And other trappings that we have in our lives. One of the things that was really impressive, really hit me was during the course of the last few days, one of the speakers mentioned, friends, while you are here and you are enjoying this Washington, D.C. and the wonderful hotel and all that, but we also remember the people whom we serve, we collectively serve by social ministry organizations, are often people with the name but not the titles. And in fact, these are the folks the society want to keep nameless. Society wants to shut out as if they don't exist. Perhaps more precisely, these are the folks that the society would like to put labels on. Labels such as disabled, labels such as prisoner, labels such as weak, elderly, or what have you. So these are the people that we often serve collectively. People that we don't see as name, whose name we do not see, but rather we see through the lens of labels. The labels could just be about anything. Could be about social status, gender, and ethnic groups, and these days in a very divided countries, and we put on the lens of a political orientation, those Democrats, those Republicans, the progressive, conservative, you name it, labels prevent us to see each other as people, but as labels. There's another thing too, all of us probably have things that we want to brag to the whole world. We can do this and that. We have our preface, suffix, and titles, but we all have other parts in our lives that we don't really want people to see. You know, one of my biggest nightmare is someone create a software and get into my brain and start deciphering all my thoughts and imageries in my head and translate it and put it on the internet. I'll be done. Maybe just me. But we all have parts of that. And that's part of our name. However, when we interact with one another, sometimes we interact, we call each other by our title or by label. Sometimes we forget. In communicate, we need to call each other by name to embrace each other in our entire. That's point number one. The second point is, Jesus used the term my own. My own. It's my own flock. These sheep are not just somebody else's flock, but my own. At least a couple of times, that is the case. So what does that mean to treat each other as our own and my own? Anything can be said about that, but in the context of the conference I went to, here's my thought. You know, I've been in the do-gooders society and in nonprofit work, church work for many, many years. And sometimes people misunderstood our work, and even we misunderstood our work as charities. There's a difference between charities and many work that you all do or we all do. In charities, we try to say, we have the solution. We have the resources. You have the needs. So because you have needs, come over to me and I'm going to assess your needs and I'll be a problem solver. I'm going to be the one who will provide you with resources. And if you look at that's not my own. I mean, that's just, well, I'm not treating those people as my own. I'm treating those people as people as have needs. Needs that I, right, have the ability and the privilege and the honor to serve. And I'm wondering, you know, when we treat people like that, are we really helping people? Or are we satisfying our little narcissistic needs to be helped? But but treating others as our own is very different. We don't just look at their needs. We look at their strengths. We look at their gifts. We look at what they can do, not just for themselves, what they can do for us too. Shepherds need sheep just as much as sheep needs shepherds. The second point. Then the third point is, Jesus said, well, why? Why would my flock, why would my sheep listen to me? Whereas when the thief and robbers go into the flock, they would not listen to them. The key phrase is, they hear my voice. And in fact, that phrase, the few words came up at least 4 or 5 times, even in this 10 verses. What does it mean to hear Jesus' voice? What does that mean? Just yesterday, I had the opportunity to listen to a fairly inspiring speech by Timothy Shriver. Some of you might know Timothy Shriver is he's the chairperson of Special Olympics. And Special Olympics is for people with different strengths and different abilities, not traditionally classified as Olympic strengths, but nonetheless, these folks have strengths. And the other thing that made him famous is he's part of the Kennedy clan. He's the nephew of President John Kennedy. And I have to say that, after the speech, it was a really, really inspiring speech, but I heard people around him say, wow, look at how handsome he is, and his hair, that Kennedy hair. See, we treat each other not by name, right? Again, by labels, by whatever title, and all that is, I'm doing the same thing. But one of the things that he did was he showed a very short, brief YouTube a clip. I hope I can do justice to the clip. The YouTube clip does not have any sound to it. It's homemade. It's done by a 16-year-old young woman to talk about some of her life experience. She would start out with putting up notes, like a paper like this with notes. Start with unworthy, stupid, you are no good, you are not valuable, and so on and so forth. So the second thing that so it's one sheet after the other. And then come another part that she would have the word retards. Retards is not a word that we should use ever. But then she said the aforementioned descriptions and adjectives are words that she found from UrbanDictionary.com. I looked it up, not quite, but still, we get the point. And then on to the next part, the next thing that she shows is, my brother has intellectual and mental disabilities, and also some form of autistic. But for me, my brother is none of those things. My brother is my inspiration. My brother is my source of life, and my brother is a loving agent. My brother is someone very important in my life. He's my brother. I love him. And then the next thing she did was her brother came to her. Her brother is a really cheerful, smiling a person, and the whole screen lit up. And I think that's what we hear when we hear Jesus' voice. Sometimes we imitate Jesus' voice, and sometimes many of us imitate using say that we are saying Jesus' words, but we use words to one another like, if you don't do this, you will be this. If you want to be saved, you got to do this. You have to do all those things in order to be this and that. And you will not be accepted unless, and then there's all kinds of things that we say to one another in the name of goodness, and you're no good, you better shape up. You have no value, and so on and so forth. But that is not the word of Jesus. In fact, in Jesus' word, we have all here every Sunday, and those of our seven of us who will receive the communion for the first time will hear today is, this is my body, broken for you. This is my blood, shed for you. You're not here to earn my goodness. You're not here to earn your good fortune, earn your health, good health, or earn the next great journey in your life, a promotion, and what have you. You are here because I love you. Regardless what your name is, who you are, I don't look at you with titles and with labels. I look at you as who you are. But most of all, I, as Good Shepherd, not only look at you, I will cheer you on. I will walk with you. And every day, don't forget those words I say to you at this table. That is, this is my body.